to flame, scarred in this game. Jersey marshes, small apartments, entertain. Boost marvelous fruits and targeted fruit. Artists pollute, labor when we cater to roots. Favorite recruit.
Boy, SKANDOUZ, the Hip Hop Original, and I'm here for another season of Head2Head Season 4, alongside this absolute hip hop legend, the one and only Elder Sensei. Sir, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, bro. Same here.
And so with these interviews, what we tend to do, you know, for the viewers who might not be familiar with you, we give them a bit of background to your story, and talk about your musical career, current tour, and what the future is for you right now. This year specifically, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and we're going to touch on that as well. So if that's cool. So so for the people that might not be too familiar with Elder Sensei, give us some backstory. Where did it all begin for you?
So for me, it began, I was 12 years old. First got into hip hop, heard FRSHRZ Blow, heard all of these rappers you like, you know, and pretty much the first part of hip hop I gravitated to was being a b-boy. As I grew older, getting into going to New York with my parents, going to Washington Square Park, a few other parks, got into more b-boying, learned a lot of stuff, and the same day I went to the Bronx Zoo. I saw all this graffiti, I saw all these walls, I saw all these colors. I got home that day and saw the movie Star Wars, and that changed my life. And I wanted to be like those people in that movie. So my journey started there. I didn't know that later on in life I would be this person, this MC, well, I would say student in the game first, and now after so many years in it, you know, I think the name fits for Sensei. I try to master all these different things I've learned, but that's where I started.
Right. So where did the name Elder Sensei come from? And was it the first name you came up with?
No. My name, first it was just MCL. And then the Sensei came, I cut hair. I had these dudes in my house, I'm cutting hair, and when I would have like maybe 3 or 4 people in my room. So I'll be playing anime movies, kung fu movies, and this one movie was on, I think Crippled Avengers, something was, but the dude who came and running in the room, Sensei. So my man was like, look, the way you cut hair and you get the line and everything straight is like Sensei Blade, and the dude said it on the TV. He said, see, like that, and plus your style crazy. You do all this. So this was like 90, you know, 90, 91.
Wow.
And from there, I just like, maybe that might work. I'm gonna let that stick. And first it was MC Elder Sensei, then it just dropped MC.
Yeah. Right.
Ain't my boys.
So you spoke about getting into breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say was like the first element of hip hop culture that you really gravitated to before picking up the mic?
Well, that happened when I was like 15, 16, listening to Red Alert, Mr. Magic, Molly Mall. You hear all these different records come on, and I caught the bug of wanting to rap. But influences, you know, my top 5 is always going to be Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Coogee Rap, Chuck D, and KRS-One. So listening to those people, Ultramagnetic, Chubb Rock, Special Ed, you know, you as a listener, you pick up things and you try to build yourself to be this super robot MC, but I feel like if I could take all these different things I've learned from all these different people, it became to master my own style. So those were my influences, listening to the radio and buying Chuck D for the voice and his messages and his rhyme style alone. Even back then, for me, it was big because it was so much of an influence when you heard these records for the first time. Beats crazy, you know, it wasn't just normal, like what you just heard on the radio. It was bigger than that. So that made me want to do it. 15, 16 years old, I would say my junior year in high school, and I went to high school with Naughty by Nature. So they were in school the most popular everything. And my junior year, I decided that I want to get on stage and straight up looking like Big Daddy Kane, got a flat top, had 2 parts in my hair, had a black silk shirt, red, black pants, valleys, everything. So I was trying to be this person like I said, trying to mix all this different stuff up, but I knew I had to be myself. So that's how the rhyme bug started.
Right. So at which point did you connect with Team One and had the formation of the Artifacts?
1988, 89, I met Tame through a few of my friends, my man Jay Byrne and Polar Weiss. My man Polar Weiss introduced me to Tame, and me and Jay Byrne went to school together, but he was in the crew called the Boss Mob. Tame, Jay, Mellow Max. Rhino was the producer of all of our music, and I went over there a few times. I saw Tame. The only reason why I knew about Tame because he did graffiti. So I saw his name everywhere. So when I went in Rhino's crib, I saw his name. I said, "Oh, yo, he be here?" He said, "Yeah." He said, and he rhymes too. I said, "What? Let me hear what the song." And my man was super nice, like back then, like just like he write on the wall. So just so happened one time I was there doing a demo, and Tame came over, and we met then, and we came another time, and that day we decided to do a song, and the song was called "Break It Down," and we put a song on the That's Them album with a song called "Break It Down" to commemorate when we first met. So even though it was a different beat and shit like that, but it was definitely a reason why me and him met. It was destined, I say sometimes.
Yeah, destined. Wow, that's incredible, man.
I've got a question. Okay. So, you're from Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we know. Now, you name checked some MCs, etc. But how influential was the flavor unit on you? Because the thing is, when I think of Jersey and you coming through, you name check Tresh. But before that, we're talking about Queen Latifah was from Jersey.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And the impact that 45 King had, and like Kim Shabazz and Chill Up G and all that. I mean, it was a big look. And also YZ.
True. And as far as in the immediate neighborhood where we lived at, that were the main focus of, Mark. Mark, 45 King put Jersey on the map in a way where, they had a big ass crew. And like him is like my mentor. So I see him, I could call him right now. And we'll all be sitting here hearing the God speak. So, shout out to Apache, rest in peace. Another edit would be no Queen Latifah if it wasn't for Apache.
And the T as well.
Exactly. Yes. These are pioneers for Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Latifah had bars back then. So same as Chill Rob, same as like him. This whole crew was big, and but with that, it spawned Naughty by Nature. It spawned Artifacts. It spawned Lords of the Underground. It spawned Redman. You know what I'm saying? Because we had stars in our neighborhood, and I'm gonna say this too, because you did mention YZ. The reason why people mention the MCs we spoke of just because that is the immediate nucleus for Ratchet Teachers. Trenton, New Jersey. Blew up so crazy. Everybody knew they was from Trenton because of the bridge that they had with the sign on it. And, everybody has to understand that PRT was big. Rest in peace to their two members. Wise Intelligence is the last one. And we know he got bars. But
and for them to be signed to Profile Records, home with Run DMC and Special Ed, they have to be on the level.
But they were on a different level, like on a level of where Wise is knowledge itself in a way where a lot of y'all would not even understand. He's also a diligent businessman right now, doing a lot of different things y'all wouldn't even know he was doing. So it's just that the main artists that everybody know come from West District of Newark, which is all of the people and East Orange, YZ and them. We gotta talk Tony D, producer, rest in peace. King's son, Milkbone from Perth Amboy. We got a lot of, Jersey stretch long, even down in South Jersey. So I just try to acknowledge a lot of other people Double X Posse, Jersey City.
Double X Posse, man, yo.
So I can go more and more.
Do you think Jersey gets the props they deserve? Why is that?
No. And it's granted, because not say it like that, but anything that's not from New York, everything started in New York. We used to come out to New York and do shows. We would not say where we was from until after the show because you're liable to say Jersey and you're like, oh shit, boo. Like,
was it Lauryn Hill from Jersey? Sorry.
Yes. Fuji, and Fuji's as well. Fuji's as well.
That's great. I've got another question for you, by the way, before Scan gets back to it. So, elder sensei, right? Sensei is a Japanese term, and it's a term that's associated with with thousands, with the master and the whole of Japanese culture and history. The thing is, that term in hip hop with you predates Wu-Tang. So, do you think? I don't know. We could be going off base here, but we knew how because Jizz was called the Genius originally,
right.
and RZA was called Prince Rakim, right? And they had the Tommy Boy deal, and Rakim had as his deal. The thing is, Raheem had his deal, right? Do you think that they saw Elder Sensei, whoa, and they started getting into this whole Japanese thing? RZA started getting into that, or do you think it was a parallel development? Or
nah,
but the thing is, you still had the Japanese Connect thing going on first.
I wouldn't take it as a stretch to think RZA would even know me. Well,
Artifacts were.
I'm not doubting what you're saying, but even when the Wu-Tang show they just had on TV, they had an episode where they mentioned us as one of the groups that one of these girls was going to a show. And they mentioned our name. But I won't go as far as that because I will say since Kill Bill and maybe before, RZA been in touch and intact with a lot of these different people. I know he's into anime. You gotta think he did the music for Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
Both of them. You know what I'm saying? He's in it. Him knowing Quentin Tarantino, them just sitting there vibing off of certain movies. I won't give myself that much credit. To say that he was thinking about me with all this shit, but I will say that if he know me, my history of being in the game, I have an affection for anime, and also with the name, I knew I couldn't be the teacher. KRS-One got that one.
Right.
So I was like, all right, just school Sensei.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, the thing is, the anime thing, I was into Akira, Lone Wolf and Carbon, all those sort of things. Growing up in the 80s as a kid, been into comics, so it's mad.
Yeah, and trust me, I can name a bunch of anime shit. Y'all gonna be like, oh, word, wait a second. You love it. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So the love that are you ever surprised by the love and the respect that the architect and Elder Sensei get outside of the US?
Yes. No, because our career mostly spanned out here, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying this too, like, oh, it seems like they love it more out there. It's like, no, it's not so much that. It's just that America has given up on the shit that y'all like more of what you get out of it, which is still the culture, which is still the trueness of it, what it stands for. Where at home, it's like everything is going backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's like we in Bizarro world. And it's like, it's not Superman, everything upside down. So I just feel like, you can't think that because you go somewhere else and people don't speak English that they don't know about all this shit. And that's the thing that when people talk about it, it's more like people who don't know who maybe Dilla is. You know what I'm saying? Who might not know who High Tech is, and Apollo Brown. When you know these people's names in music, Elzar, you start to understand who these people are, and you know that shit. So when a person says, "Oh, I feel like it seems like overseas they appreciate it more," and they're like, "What the fuck do you mean?" Because it started here, and people there ask me why we don't fuck with it like they do here. Because it's just that we got so used to it. It's like new pair of sneakers, you need some. Shit, let's get rid of these. New Timbs, get the truckers got scuffed, put a new pair on. So there's no value in it for them, And the thing where we could come here, because there's more people here like us that still mess with the sounds than back home. Because the younger kids are taking over. Older dudes trying to be young and doing all this. It's some people that's still keeping it real and honest, but it's not enough. But I want to tell people, until you come here, Y'all won't really understand. Don't keep listening to interviews and people saying that. It's deeper than that. What's deeper?
I mean, how many can name check Sean J. Period?
Right. Not a lot.
Who did one of my favorite.
And that means they would have to know who we are. They would have to know who Mos Def is. You know, to even know his earlier work because it's not something too new.
Yeah.
So.
And what was it like for you being like around those great artists during that like golden era of the underground hip hop scene in the late 90s?
Well, when we got in, you know, we just felt like, okay, we're a part of the club now. And we was first doing retail run tours with OC, Organized, Beatnuts, doing tours with them, Common. So we were all coming up, and as you can see, as time went on, the ones that were more focused was the ones that kept going. So, you know, you look at Common now, he's still able to make music and make movies and do TV shows and stuff like that. So I'm always proud of him because he come from where, like you said, our time frame. But it's just, I feel proud, even for myself, to still be here doing work in a time frame where we didn't think that all of these 90s, I mean, and look, there's a lot of cats still working, you know, Smith & Wesson doing tours. Anybody you name, J. Rue the Damager, we all out here still running around.
Right.
It's just that, you know, it's only because of a lot of younger cats that dig for records and shit like that into the music. That's why we still work.
So what inspires you to, even at this great statesman age, to still write and perform at such a high level?
A lot of things that's happening now didn't happen earlier. So that's one thing, you know, with the way business goes and the internet and being able to promote yourself and not be an address to a label in New York as far as a fan club. You can do business differently where if you thought you needed a manager, you don't.
Yeah.
You can handle things on your own, do your own business, talk to your own people. It's kind of the reason why I'm out here today, you know, talking to Tone. A lot of different other people that wanted to get in that I've either met or worked with in the past or just was serious about what we're doing like today. So that's the one thing. And a lot of features I do with different people is not always about how much money you can make, because even when you're making money, product gotta be good.
Yeah.
So you're not just working for bread. But over the years, it's gotten easier because people that are understanding the business and know what it is that they may need to put their projects together in a good way. It's not always saying you gotta have a feature for every song, but do the features that make sense. So because I'm not so controversial, I'm still to my roots. I try to do every verse like it's my last, and for the first time somebody might hear me. So it's always the first attitude I have: go hard, go hard, go hard. Yeah. So if everybody just know that, it's not a question in their mind. Like, okay, he coming to do a show. Yeah. No, we know. Okay, he's about to do this. We know already. So it's like Deadpool. Yeah. You either gonna call Deadpool or you gonna call the professional. Deadpool gonna come, make you laugh, fuck shit up, might make a few mistakes, but it's gonna be adventurous. Yeah. You're gonna get the regular professional to do blah, 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 blah. James Bond, let's go, done. Right. Everybody dead. Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. But I'd rather do the more exciting play.
100%, man. And what would you say is the legacy of Elder Sensei and the Artifacts?
Well, I would like to say that I would feel our legacy is built on the fact that everybody that's like us can relate to what we've been doing over these years. Whether it's with the low, whether it's with the music, you know, with chaos, I always feel like it's a uniform that comes with what we do. And because we attract so many people that's, whether it was like Tame, like me, it's not a big so much say influence, but it's a more of a vibe that, because all over these years, I've noticed every show, there's a low cat there. Every show, everywhere, no matter where it's at, somebody gonna show up. I know what that means, because that means that I'm like a lot of other low dudes, and we all, it's like I tell some people that it's like a inside cult thing, but because we know we're like this, we show up. Right. So you know what it's gonna be about. It's no different than the shows, no different than the music. They know it's a certain standard me and Tame and Chaos held for high in the standard of we just wasn't making regular music. We knew we was making music that was for everybody in the world that was like us, So we was like, fuck it, let's keep making this music until my phone start ringing, the emails start coming, and the requests and all that. Once that stops and somebody say I'm whack, then I'm good.
Oh, man. Final question. So this year we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop culture, right? And being obviously an artist in hip hop for over 30 years now. What is it about hip hop culture that that is so, that you love so much?
It's from the heart. First, it comes from the heart. Everything we say on the mic, every move any b-boy made that was made up, got names for it, different moves. All of that shit came from the heart. Every DJ spinning records, learning how to craft scratch. That's you focused on what you want to be better. This is the only medium of music that not so much, now we're finding out, not so much geared to younger people, but now it's more inclusive. Where like, we never thought that 50 years later, we can start this, and we'll be the old school artists. And carrot shit. That's I gotta catch that line. But nah, I just feel like it's something I don't think we thought was gonna happen. 50 years of all of this, these different groups, different movies that was made, documentaries, and a lot of people still alive that was involved in that from the beginning. So when you see Curtis Blow, you salute him. You see Grandmaster Cass, I call him my friend now. I'm like, damn, bro, like, this guy was our hip-hop fathers. You know what I'm saying? We learned from seeing them in movies and hearing about hip-hop. That's the thing you gotta understand. You only heard about it, and then you started seeing it, and then it got on TV, and then it got movies, and then everybody started feeling like, yo, I can do it too. That's when it grew. Fuck, I can do it too. Yeah. But I'm gonna do it like this. Anytime you watch those unsung TV shows of all the older artists, and they talk about how the change happened for them, it was the different MCs that was coming in. So whether it was Kool Moe Dee, LL came. Whether it was Run DMC, the Naughty by Nature came. So and when you still have some of these artists like Houdini that was still making music, even when they did a song with Terminator X, it was still, you see the passing of the torch, even from the 90s. Yeah, now we still see Primo make beats, Large Professor make beats. We saw Dilla came for a reason that we may never understand. But when Dilla came, he put a lot of motherfuckers in check. I don't know if we can correct my back. He put a lot of people in check, producer-wise, that after he came and gone, they got better.
Yeah.
So.
100%, man. Elder Sensei, I want to thank you so much for taking time to kick it with the Connoisseurs of Hip Hop and I Am Hip Hop magazine.
Yes, sir.
I want to wish you all the best for the show tonight and your career going forward, man.
Indeed.
Much respect. Peace.
8 bars to flames, scarred in this game. Jersey Marshes, small apartments.